Alright, so check it. I know you haven't seen me in such a long time. Basically, let's just cut to the chase. There is no excuse, alright? I was gonna make up some story about how like my footage is being corrupted, but honestly, I don't feel like doing that. Instead, I'm just gonna say that every time I tried to record, I swear these goblins just ran in through my back door. The back door, not this one. They came in and then they just start harassing me and they stole my PlayStation. So, I can't really record anything. Matter of fact, the phone's actually stood up on a PlayStation right now. So I got the PlayStation back. Everything's fine. Anyway, I've just been heavily busy lately. I took a holiday to Melbourne. Yeah, you're gonna hear about that very soon. I've just been hella busy. There's just been a lot going on. I just don't really have like that sort of free time to just make videos. I'd like to have it, honestly, but I just don't. So I think I need to make some changes in what I'm doing to ensure that I can actually record, because I actually really love it. Like, you know what I'm saying? I used to record for fun. I still do it now. But, like, it just don't have time, Like, people grow up, you know what I'm saying? People grow up. I'm almost an adult. I'm almost 18. So, like, you know what I mean? Like, of course life's going to get busy. Anyway, Melbourne. Yeah, that's right, guys. Melbourne. I went there for 5 days. Well, technically 3. Because I drove down. So, it was just me and the family, We drove down, about 7-hour drive with stops. I drove for about, I think it was 2 hours. Maybe 2.5 hours. And yeah, basically, honestly, the entire thing, spectacular, okay? Melbourne, I don't really like big cities that much. I prefer like more quieter areas, but I do understand that, if you want to live somewhere, do you want to go somewhere that's loud and busy, but has everything you would ever need? Or do you want to go somewhere that's quiet, like just like a nice quiet area, but like you have to travel to get stuff you need. Like not like travel, but like it's a fair drive to get there. I don't know. I'm a pretty shy person. Maybe I'd get over my fear of like being shy. So maybe I could be able to move to like a big city one day and not be a complete munchkin. Anyway, about Melbourne, I kid you, the city is like hella messed up, bro. Like I'm not gonna lie. Like don't get me wrong, it's beautiful. The people they're okay. No, a lot of them are like hella dumb, I can't lie. They lack the like common sense that normal people have. So like, when you're like in a store or something, bro, everyone was just guarding the doorways. Like they stood there like they were the only person that actually existed. And I was like, move, bro. Like I'm shopping, man. I move. And yeah, they just wouldn't move. Speaking of shopping, I might buy a microphone soon. I don't know which microphone. I did have a look. They're hella expensive, bro. Like really expensive. So I don't know. But I might buy one soon, because I do feel like the audio is like one of my biggest flaws in my content. Because I use like, this is what I use. I use like a literal like head, like that. I use that. That's terrible, bro. Like I literally bought this headset on purpose. Oh no, I didn't buy it. My brother bought it. But he gave it to me as a gift. But I already had a headset at the time. I used this on purpose because the microphone is so bad. When I used to play with my friends online, I'd use this because it was so bad. If you blow into it, like if you do that, oh my god, things just come crumbling down. Yeah, I might get a microphone soon. They're really expensive though. I'm gonna have to do a bit of saving but I'm sure your boy's gonna figure it out. Anyway, let's talk. There's one story out from Melbourne. I went into Melbourne, like this city, right? I kid you not. The second I entered the city, I took a train there. We took the train. The second the doors open and I walk out, I hear, "Stop, stop!" And then I'm like, "What's going on? Is this a random event?" Nope. Well, actually, it kind of is. But basically, what happened was, I hopped out the train, and there's these two cops running. And I'm like, that's crazy. You know, I don't live in a city, so I never like see in fact, there's literally like no police force in my town. Like, there's maybe one or two policemen that I've ever seen in my life here. I don't see any police cars anywhere. I don't see any like at the actual station. So where is everyone? We need some coppers here, please. Basically, the policeman chased this dude who I later found out was actually a junkie. He was a bit of a druggo, did some of this. Maybe he got the spoon and, I don't know how they do it. And he was running like this. The junkie was running like this. And then the cops are like, they're also running behind them. Like, there's two of them, by the way. I don't know if I said that. But they're running behind them like this. And like, stop, you junkie, stop. They didn't actually say that. But you know what I mean. And then they tackle, they shoot for the actual double leg. They shoot the cop. One of the cops comes in from the side and goes, boom, and just shoots for the double leg. Takes him down in an instant. Oh my gosh. Do all cops take like wrestling or something? How did he shoot that good of a double leg? He just went boom, took him down, arrested him, did whatever. And yeah, so that was the first thing I actually saw when I went into the city. So not the very best first impression, but at least it made an impression, right? Some cities don't even do that to me. Like Sydney. I hate Sydney. I don't hate the people in it. Well, sometimes I do. A lot of them are just assholes, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. Almost every person I've seen in Sydney is just a complete asshole. Like, oh my god. I don't care if you're from Sydney and you're watching this. Maybe you're one of the very few that aren't an asshole. But a lot of them are just annoying as hell, bro. Like, one time, we were driving, and I was at a give way sign, and I'm giving way, and this dude just walks in front of me. You're like, he can walk. And then he just goes like, he just starts laughing at me, bro. Like, what the hell? That was like ages ago, though. Anyway, yeah, that's pretty much what happened on my trip. Very good. There was a ginger cat. Yeah, I need a haircut. I'm actually gonna get one tomorrow, so this is probably the